Are Steamforged Games Local Legends Tavern and Adventure sets the best way to breathe life into your D&D campaign? Find out as we bring you our full review and unboxing, plus an exclusive sneak peek at their Green Dragon encounter.
The dragon's reign at last begins!
Steamforged is no stranger to D&D fans, as their Epic Encountered box sets have been providing high-quality miniatures and interesting boss fights you can work into just about any campaign for years. But their new Local Legends version takes the scale back a bit and focuses on even more contained adventures, along with the taverns that the parties can use as their hub before heading out to face down these epic encounters. So what exactly comes in the box itself? Well, Steamforged was kind enough to send us one, so let's open and take a look. And before we get started, we'll note that outside of the review copy, they have not paid for this video in any way, shape, or form.
My principles are not for sale.
Let's take a look, starting with the Local Legends Tavern Kit. The kit itself contains 3 booklets, 60 cards with NPC artwork on the front, and a bit of an introductory guide to the NPCs and the characters on the back, along with 10 illustrated playmats and 10 illustrated tavern maps. Everything here is good quality, the cardstock is nice, there are tons of very well done illustrations throughout the booklets and the maps, and the booklets themselves are pretty well laid out, full of amazing art, and some are pretty shockingly thick, with the NPC booklet in particular being over 140 pages. The tavern booklet contains 10 very well fleshed out taverns to base your adventuring party out of, and each of the 10 comes with a map which shows both the exterior and the interior of the tavern, although unfortunately the interior map isn't gridded, so you won't be using it as a battle map, just more of a visual aid. However, each tavern does come with another fully illustrated playmat for a tavern-specific minigame to be played in each of those locations. Now, the cards are an excellent way to populate your tavern or any tavern encounter you want to run with a random cast of fully fleshed out NPCs. And the card format itself makes this especially easy. Just shuffle up the deck, deal a few NPCs out, and you're all set. The Encounters book, spelled with an I-N-N, get it, also does a great job of hand-holding the GM through setting up less forced and more natural interactions with NPCs. It also shows you some great ways of introducing the plot hooks for adventures based out of the tavern, and it finally includes some handy tables for how you might incite some incident in the tavern or how NPCs may react to the party. The NPC booklet, which is the thickest of the bunch, has full backstories with loads of great details on 60 different NPCs, including stats, skills, special features, and special actions unique to them in either combat or conversation. Now, the Taverns book has 10 distinctly different taverns, each with their own plot hooks, their specialties when it comes to food and drink, a local legend tie-in, specific NPCs, and some very detailed descriptions to go along with their individual minigames and those awesome looking maps. Now, for $40, it's, in our opinion, a pretty great deal. There's over 200 pages of booklets to thumb through, some excellent artwork, and lots of great info, especially for newer DMs or those not accustomed to having a constant hub for their parties. And the NPC deck in particular is useful in basically any campaign that we can think of. On the downside, not having gridded interior maps of the tavern kind of seems like an odd oversight given how many encounters in this kit can end in a fight. And when it comes to the taverns themselves, while they are distinctly different, there are plenty of D&D tavern books on the shelves that offer more taverns and more variety, so really, it's the high quality components and that great NPC deck that makes this box worthwhile. Now, let's take an exclusive sneak peek at the upcoming Local Legends Green Dragon encounter. This one comes with an unpainted Green Dragon mini and 2 unpainted tree terrain pieces, plus another fully illustrated booklet and battle map. The encounter with the Green Dragon itself is well laid out, and it goes beyond just a standard boss fight encounter to, it adds in some interesting skill challenges and a couple of unexpected turns along the way. And the minis are also the usual high detail work that you'd expect out of Steamforged. This is a company that is known for making great miniatures. Also, the battle map is actually gridded, unlike the tavern interior, so that's a nice plus as well. Now, the one downside, which you may have noticed right away, is that the scale on the minis does seem off. The trees and the dragon seem a bit small compared to your standard PC mini once they are side by side on the battle map. like he was scaled down just a bit too much to fit in the packaging. But the detail on the dragon is pretty great despite the smaller size, and even WizKids have put out some young adult dragons around this size, so as long as I keep it away from my comparatively massive adult green dragon mini from WizKids, it's fine. And once again, for the price, this is a pretty good deal. If you want more minis and bigger encounters, then you can always grab an Epic Encounters box or the new WizKids Adventure in a Box set, which do have the added bonus of coming completely painted. But that painted WizKids box, which has a young red dragon, some kobolds, and a few other minis, and a decent amount of terrain, will set you back $100. So for 1/4 of the price, we think the value of the Local Legends Green Dragon encounter is pretty spot on. So, the bottom line is, if you're a DM looking for a way to introduce more one-shot adventures or side quests to your campaign, the value you get from the Local Legends Tavern Kit is pretty great. If you're a more experienced DM, you may want to simply consider getting one of the many books on the market dedicated exclusively to new and unique D&D taverns, instead of more variety, or, to be honest, use the internet. But if you want the tools to break out tavern-based encounters on the fly, or just have a nice backlog of randomizable NPCs to bust out for any occasion, honestly, that's pretty useful just in and of itself. We think that the Local Legends Tavern Kit is worth checking out. It's clearly aimed at being affordable and approachable for newer DMs while having some very useful components, and for that, it's pretty easy to integrate into any D&D campaign, or with minimal tweaking, any Pathfinder campaign for that matter. Obviously, the stats are going to be different, but the source material, it all works. So, if that sounds appealing to you, the Tavern Kit is available now, and pre-orders are still up for the Green Dragon encounter on the Steamforged site, so check it out for yourself today.